It's a big surprise. Nobody thought the ocean was this deep. So all of a sudden we've got scientists saying, why is that?
We have mapped the surface of Mars better than we have mapped our own ocean floors. That is a fact that keeps scientists awake at night. But recently, a sensor dropped into the deepest crack in the Earth's crust sent back a signal that defies everything we know about biology and physics.
There's a whole lot of questions you get when you find this one spectacular reading.
It was not a glitch. It was not a rock falling. It was something massive, and it was moving fast. What lives in the crushing dark of the Mariana Trench should not exist, yet the data says otherwise. Stick around because what we found down there changes the history of our planet. The shadow in the abyss. Imagine standing on the edge of the Grand Canyon, but it is underwater and it is 5 times deeper. That is where we are going. A few months ago, an autonomous deep-sea lander was drifting through the Hadal Zone. This is the deepest layer of the ocean, a place named after the underworld for a reason. The sensor was there to listen for earthquakes, to monitor the shifting of tectonic plates. But here is the catch. It picked up something else entirely. At a depth of nearly 7 miles or 11 kilometers, the water pressure is 8 tons per square inch. To put that in perspective, imagine an elephant standing on your thumb. That is the weight pressing down on every single inch of anything that goes down there. Nothing moves fast in the Hadal Zone. The energy required to move through water that dense is immense. Most life forms down there are slow, conserving energy, drifting like ghosts. But the sensor data showed a disturbance. It was a massive displacement of water. It happened in seconds. Something large cut through the darkness at a speed that makes our best nuclear submarines look like toys. Scientists looked at the spectrographs and the sonar ripples. They thought it was a sensor error. They ran the diagnostics. The machine was working perfectly. So here is the deal. If the machine was fine, then the reading was real. A solid object, roughly 50 feet long, had just swept past the sensor in the deepest place on Earth. And that is putting it lightly. The implications of this are terrifying because we do not have a single biological model for a creature of that size that can hunt at that depth. We are talking about an environment where the temperature is just above freezing. It is pitch black, there is zero sunlight. The food chain is almost non-existent, relying on marine snow, which is basically dead stuff falling from miles above. Yet something down there has enough energy to move with aggression. The crazy part is that this is not the first time we have seen anomalies like this, but usually we dismiss them. We say it was a shifting rock or a mudslide, but rocks do not change direction.